Time to process some high grade. And the sad part about my job is a piece of quartz like this is very appealing to the eye once slabbed up and polished, but unfortunately I need to crush it and extract the precious metals from it. Starting off with the high grade, and I'll work my way down from there and get the smaller particulates out of the bottom of the bucket. Rinsing the medium grade for the cleansing of the low grade. The high grade all washed up. Here's the medium grade all washed up. Here is the low grade all washed up. This is next. All the smaller pieces that was in the bottom of the bucket. I tell you, as soon as that stuff hit the water, you smelt the sulfites coming off of it. Here's all the smaller remnants that chipped off while trying to break off the larger pieces from the mine. Looks a whole lot different cleaned up. Now for the yellow ugly water and what will be in the bottom of that container. Here's what went through the first classifier onto a screen of 50 mesh. Should be fine enough, whatever's at the bottom of here, to pan out. I should be using gloves. The sulfites are really irritating my hand. And the aroma coming off of this container is very overwhelming. Time for some surfactant. Unique characteristic of this red pan is these smaller riffles. When you get down to your concentrates, it helps you remove all the other unwanted material much easier. The concentrates from rinsing all of the quartz off, it is time to start processing the high grade. I believe it's been long enough that it's dried enough to start pulverizing. To get a weight of the high grade all together, and after crushing it, weigh up the concentrates and see what the ratio is. 1,032 grams of high grade quartz. Let's break it down in pounds. 2 pounds, 4.4 ounces of heavily mineralized quartz. Let's get to crushing it. To break up the last piece of the larger ones to make it small enough to go through the ball mill. It was much easier to crush up than it was to extract out of the vein. Looks pretty good. Most of those are under a ½ inch in size, ideal for crushing through the ball mill. I need to remanufacture and design a different cylinder for that ball mill. I intend on letting that ball mill run as long as possible to get the ultimate crush, so when I classify it, most of the material goes through in one passing. You can definitely hear the difference when it's getting close to being fully crushed. A lot less rattling. It's time to check the progress. It's been a little over an hour. Now that's more like it. I should call it the Lucky 7 Crush. This batch I will be classifying through 60 mesh. Furthermore, crushing is required. A lot of it did go through the classifier. What's left in the classifier, I'm gonna knock the rest of this out real quick utilizing the dolly pot. Now let's get this panning started. Slowly submerge. Look at the color of that water. Really rusty looking. The concentrates on the left are from cleaning the quartz. The concentrates on the right is from crushing up and panning out the high grade. Time to thoroughly dry and slightly roast the concentrates. Fresh and hot out of the oven. The concentrates. I had originally thought it was the moisture content making the high grade color look different from the other concentrates, but there's definitely a significant difference in the color after being dried and roasted. .18 grams from the quartz I washed. The high grade concentrates, 2.73 grams. The total weight of both concentrates combined. Efficient use of my propane during my next smelt, I'm going to add this concentrates to the rest. .57 grams. To those concentrates, I'm going to add 5 grams of ultrafine silver as a collector metal. Let me tar this out. I went a tiny bit over, but that should be okay. A bigger button in the end. It's time to run to the smelter. The crucible is all filled up with the flux and the concentrates. Seems to be running kind of weak. I hope I don't need to stop in the middle of it and swap out propane tanks. Looking pretty good now. About to make a midnight pour. A look at it while it's nice and red hot. Let's take it in where some better light is to break off the slag. Nice little cone mold. slag has been broken off of the buttons. Only one cone yielded any precious metals. I use silver as a collector metal is because I intend on melting this back down and pouring it into a vat of water to make some small beads. I'd like to try using some nitric acid to purify the silver and then extract whatever heavy metals remaining from there. Give a thumbs up if you like these longer types of videos. Comment if you'd like to see anything different. Subscribe if you're interested in this channel. And thank you for watching Silver Spike Prospecting. Have an excellent evening.